You ever feel like you're on a treadmill, working harder and harder, but you're just not getting anywhere financially? Well, you're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to break down something really important, the middle-class financial trap in America. We're going to look at why so many of us feel stuck no matter how much money we make. All right, let's get into it. This quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. EMI, that's basically just a monthly payment or an installment. And the idea that worrying about what other people think is the most expensive payment you'll ever make? Wow, that's powerful stuff. It's this invisible weight that pushes us to make really bad decisions with our money. Let me show you how it plays out in real life. So let's talk about a guy named John. He's a pretty typical middle-class dude from Ohio. He's got a wife, 2 kids, his dad lives with them, and they're all in a modest apartment. His story could be anyone's story, which is exactly why we need to talk about it.
John brings home about $4,000 a month. Now that might sound okay, but with a family, a mortgage, school fees, man, that budget is stretched to the absolute breaking point. It's like he's walking a tightrope every single month. He feels less like a person and more like a machine, just going through the motions to get by.
Then one day at work, temptation walks right up to him. A coworker is showing off his brand new iPhone, bragging about how it costs $1,200. And for John, something just clicks. He starts thinking, why not me? Why can't I have nice things for a change? It would feel so good to show off for once. And that one little thought, it gets stuck in his head.
So what do you think happens? That night, he goes out and buys the phone on a payment plan. But the consequence, the fallout, it hits fast. Suddenly, there's a new $100 bill every single month. His kids' school fees are now late. And his wife? She has to quietly start cutting things from the grocery list. Things like fruit, butter, just to make the numbers work. That shiny new phone suddenly feels incredibly heavy.
So, you gotta ask, what did that phone really cost him? It was way more than $1,200, right? It cost his family their comfort. It cost him his peace of mind. And look, John's story isn't some rare exception. It's a symptom of a much, much bigger problem that a lot of people are facing. Let's break down what's really going on. So what are these invisible forces that are keeping people like John trapped? Well, we've boiled it down to 5 major financial traps. These are the things that are really preventing the middle class from ever building real, lasting wealth. Let's dig into the first one.
Trap number 1 is a big one: living for appearances. It's that constant, unspoken pressure to keep up. The newest car, the biggest party, the fanciest vacation photos. To put a number on it, get this: the average wedding in the US costs a staggering $35,000. Why? Mostly social pressure. This mindset absolutely destroys your bank account for the sake of impressing people who, let's be honest, probably aren't even paying that much attention.
That leads us right into trap number 2, just no financial plan. It's like trying to drive across the country without a map or a GPS. You're just going to end up lost. Think about this. A full third of Americans have absolutely zero retirement plan. And that's because earning money and managing money are 2 totally different skills. Without a plan, one unexpected car repair or medical bill can send you into a debt spiral you can't get out of.
Now let's talk about trap number 3, because this is where a lot of us get stuck: the fear of taking risks. So many people have this dream of starting a business or investing, but that fear, the fear of failing, of losing money, of what people will say, it keeps them chained to that safe 9-to-5 job forever. Over 60% of potential entrepreneurs in the US never even try. But you know what? Often playing it safe is the biggest risk you can take. And this flows right into trap number 4, listening to rumors instead of seeking out real knowledge. We've all heard it, right? From your uncle at Thanksgiving or a friend at a barbecue. Oh, the stock market is just a big casino. Or mutual funds are a scam. They'll just take all your money. People hear these scary myths and they get spooked. So what's the result? They do what feels safe. They stick their money in a savings account that's earning, maybe 3%? But here's the thing. When you factor in inflation, your money is actually losing value every single year. Meanwhile, a disciplined investing approach, like a systematic investment plan or SIP, where you just invest a set amount regularly, has historically averaged closer to a 12% return. That huge gap between fear and knowledge, that's the gap between staying stuck and actually building wealth. Okay, and the last trap is maybe the sneakiest of them all: lifestyle inflation. The second you get that raise you've been working for, what happens? Your brain goes, great, new car, bigger apartment, fancier restaurants. Your spending just magically expands to eat up every extra dollar. And your savings? They stay exactly the same.
You're just running faster on the same financial treadmill and you're going absolutely nowhere. All right, so that was all the bad news. I get it. It sounds kind of grim. But here's the good news. There is an escape plan. This isn't about winning the lottery. It's about making 5 really crucial shifts in how you think about money.
So here it is. This is your roadmap out. First, we're going to save for our future first. Then, we're going to actually use the financial tools that are out there. Third, we'll ask ourselves if we're buying something for a need or just for show. Fourth, get a real education. And fifth, build a side income. Let's walk through each one.
Mindset shift number 1 is an absolute game changer. I want you to remember this. Pay your future first. Before you pay your rent, before you buy groceries, before you do anything else, set up an automatic transfer to your savings and investment accounts. Seriously, even if it's just $50 a month, automate it, set it, and forget it. I promise you, in 10 years, you'll feel like a genius.
The second shift is all about using financial tools instead of being scared of them. Things like investment plans, insurance, these aren't just scary words for rich people. They are tools for your protection and your growth. Look at something like term life insurance. It's not just a piece of paper, it's a promise. It's a guarantee that if something unexpected happens to you, your family will be okay.
And here's mindset shift number 3. Before every single purchase, I want you to ask yourself a simple question. Is this a genuine need, or is this just for show? Someone who's stuck in the trap will drop $500 on a party to look cool, but then they'll say a $50 book on investing is too expensive. The wealthy mindset? It invests in knowledge and freedom, not just status.
Which brings us to the 4th shift. Stop getting your financial advice from your broke neighbor or some random person on social media. You have to seek out real, proven education. Knowledge really is power. Start with some of these classics. These books have literally changed millions of lives because they changed the way people think about money.
And finally, mindset shift number 5. You have to start seeing a side income not as a cool hobby, but as a survival strategy. Think of it like this. 1 income, that's just constant tension. 2 incomes? Okay, now we're talking. You've got stability. But 3 incomes? Now you're the boss. Now you are in control. Your main salary pays the bills, but your side hustle builds your dreams.
So as we start to wrap this all up, remember that the path to real financial freedom, it's not paved with lottery tickets. It's not about some get-rich-quick scheme. It really all comes down to one single thing, your mindset.
And hey, remember John from the beginning? Well, he's still paying off that iPhone. The mistakes from our past don't just vanish overnight. But look at what's different. He's investing a little bit every month. He started a small freelance thing on the side. And most important of all, he stops and thinks before he spends. Change is always possible, no matter where you're starting from.
And this right here is the biggest takeaway of all. True wealth has almost nothing to do with the size of your paycheck. It's all about the strength of your mindset. You can have someone making 50 grand a year who feels totally broke and someone else making less who is completely financially secure. It is all about how you think.
And so that brings us to the final question. And this one is for you. We've laid out the traps and we've laid out the escape plan. The choice right now is yours. Are you going to keep just getting by, stuck in that same old cycle, or are you ready to start living life completely on your own terms?